Okay, I pretty sure I'm doing the exact same thing, but for some reason it did not take. So I guess I'm going to do this all over again because this happened last week and I'm not going to do this again. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, welcome to beginner's yoga. I just did a whole half an hour of practice. I'm going to do another half an hour because when I went to try to upload the recording and put it on YouTube, it just wasn't there. And I'm pretty sure it said it was recording to the computer. Oh well. um, my name is Lori. I work at the Morgan County Public Library, and I really appreciate you coming to spend some time with me. This is a book I want to point out that the library has recently got, Yoga Where You Are. As you can see from the cover, these are not your skinny little models. These are older people and people who are not necessarily so thin, and but they are yoga practitioners. They do a practice of yoga. And this book is about how to use props. So taking a variety of poses. So here's downward dog, downward facing dog pose. Um, and here's doing it without props. Here's doing it with a block for a prop and a chair for a prop. And she's done two ways to do it with a chair. One is you're sinking down further, and one is if you have a really hard time sinking down, then you use the top of the chair. So they use walls and chairs, even the floor if you have to lay on the floor. So here she is using the wall as a way to do downward facing dog because some people that's where they have to start. And I think this book is excellent. I highly recommend it. I have it out now, but I'll take it back pretty soon. I'm going to buy my own copy. Um, we also have other yoga books at the library, and I encourage you to look through the selection and look at the DVDs that we have to further your practice. So now I'm going to start all over again, and we're going to do yoga, beginner's yoga. So getting on the mat, sitting how you're comfortable, find your yoga seat. You want to make sure that your back is straight, your shoulders are down. Make sure that your head is in line. Your ears should be right over your collarbones. Okay. So like so many people, they're on the computer a lot and they look at their phone a lot and they get this tilting head forward position and they start slumping their shoulders. So, one of the things we're doing in yoga is we're correcting these imbalances and returning back to the way we should be. So you want to make sure your shoulders are down, not by your ears, and they are back. They're not rounded, but they're back. And you want to make sure your head is aligned too. Your head should be directly over your spine and collarbones. It shouldn't be jutting out. Put your hands however you want at the heart center, whichever you prefer. And let's do some breathing. Remember, slow inhales, a pause, a slow exhale, a pause. And let's just check in with our bodies. Well, so the first thing I want you to do is to get in tabletop. And in tabletop, your legs are about hip width apart. Your knees are directly under your hips. Your arms are in front of you. Your wrists directly under your shoulders. Okay? And we're going to do cat-cow to get some spinal flexibility, wake ourselves up. So remember, cat is arching up. And then cow is the opposite direction. Cat again. Okay. So I would like you to get into your yoga seat again. And we're going to do some side stretches. So put your hand on the floor by your knee and your other arm up over your head and stretch to the side. Feel that stretch on both sides. You don't want to collapse over here. You want there to be an arch there. And now on this side. Good. Once again. Really stretch that arm out. And on the other side. All right. And now we're going to do some twists for our spine. So put your hand on the outside of your knee and take your other hand behind you and twist, looking over your shoulder. Okay, back to center. And let's do the other side. Good. Back to center one more time. This side. And again on the other side. Great. Now let's get back into tabletop. Remember, legs are hip width apart. Knees are directly under your hips. Hands are gripping the mat, and your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes in and straighten up your legs. Your head goes between your arms, so your ears should be right by your arms. Try to flatten your feet to the ground. If that is hard, you can do this, or you can even bend your legs. Okay, good. Now, sitting still, we're going to do staff. So staff, you are having your legs out in front of you, your feet are up, your toes are pointing at the ceiling, your back is straight, your shoulders down. Um, you can roll your shoulders back if you want to make sure that they're going back the way they need to. And put your hands on your thighs and then just stay in this position. You want to make sure you're tucking your tummy in. So this is an active pose, even though it looks passive. And make sure that you try to bring your kneecaps up so that activates your glutes and your muscles in your leg. And breathe. Good. Now, we're going to do warrior because I just love warrior. It strengthens your legs. It's a whole body pose. You're also using your arms and your chest is being stretched, and it's good for cultivating balance. So, hold on a second. My music went out. I gotta have music. So you want to get your leg with your feet facing the right, because we're doing the right side first. And then your other leg, your foot is going to be going sideways. It's your anchor, it's going to hold you up. You can do it however your leg width, what is best for you. You want to be challenged. You don't want to make it so hard that it's impossible, right? And then you want to make sure that your knee doesn't go over your ankle. So now in this position, we're going to turn our shoulders to the right, roll our shoulders down and bring our arms up. They should be by our ears, palms touching. Excellent. And now we're going to do the left side. So reverse your legs Don't ever wear black with like two cats, especially a long-haired cat. I've just got cat fur all over me. Hopefully, I don't think you guys can see it. So, okay, so got my legs apart. This one's anchored. This one's going to the left. And now put my shoulders facing the wall. Roll them back. This side is harder for me. It's my weaker side. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing, but it's warrior two, and we're going to keep our hips straight out like this. Same thing, keep your knee no further than your ankle. Make sure your back leg here is anchored, and keeping our hips forward, we move our arms out, and then you turn to the right and look over your middle finger. Warrior two. Good, and now let's do the left side. Remember to breathe. I'm not doing these as long because I'm already done with. Oh. That's okay though. So now we're going to stand in mountain. You want to make sure your feet are gripping the floor. You feel all of your toes on the floor, on the mat, your back heels, the side of your foot. You are firmly planted on the mat or the floor. And then your arms are to the side. Your back is straight. You're not making your knees rigid. And you're looking straight ahead. You are a mountain. Be a mountain. Tuck your tummy in too. Good. Now stay here. We're going to do a standing forward fold. So keeping your back straight, down as far as you can. If you can touch the ground, great. If you can get your head to your knees, excellent. I have to do this in order to get to that point. So you can do that too. Great. Now, going back to tabletop, and we're going to sink our hips back to our feet, our arms overhead, and rest in child. Now come back up, hands firmly gripping the mat, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Put your toes under, straighten your leg, down. Your head should be between your arms. If it hurts, you can go like this if it makes it easier. You can have your feet up. If you can't quite bring them down, that's fine. Just try to bring them down if you can. Good. Come back down. Sink your hips to your feet. We're doing child again. Put your arms up over your head to give your shoulders a nice stretch. Head on the mat. Breathe. Relax. Come back up. Get on your back with your knees up. Hands by your side. Lift your hips up. This is bridge. And come down. We're going to do Shavasana. So put your legs down and let them flop open. Move your hands away from your body a little bit and have the palms up. Put your head kind of and your chin a little bit down towards your neck. And relax. Feel your body. Feel where it touches the ground. Feel yourself melting. And breathe. Stay there as long as you need to. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry about not having one last week. Like I said, I thought I was recording and it didn't record. And I did it again this week, but I re-recorded it. I will see you next week. You have a great day. Have a great week.